Right. I think we're live. Hey, folks. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. My name is Saurabh Paul. Welcome to Polkeball. Today, I'm going to talk about Squid Game Season 3 and unplaced MBA students. I know I'm going live after quite a while now. And yeah, the reason being that I was focusing on some interview style episodes, and I can see so many of you have liked them. So thank you so much for that. Right. And more of them are on the way. Let me start with Squid Game, right? I think people are like, "Arey, it is not as good as it once was," and so on and so forth. I'm not here to talk about how Squid Game was, which I personally believe is one of the greatest series of all time. People will be like, "Yeah, it is such pop, it is not exactly art and so on and so forth." I think succeeding at this scale is an artistic achievement, any which ways, right? It further underlines and showcases um, the power of South Korea. Okay, the soft power of South Korea, the cultural heft of South Korea. A country which has less people than Maharashtra, is out there dominating everyone's mind space. And when you see something like that, it makes you question, like, what is India doing? Why is something like a Squid Game, why is something like a Blackpink, something like a BTS taking over the world? The only thing taking over the world from India is the hate against us, the unnecessary racism that we face online at a regular basis at this point. So these are the things that we are exporting outside, and it's very unfortunate because I think India too has a lot of good stories. Um, and it's not just Squid Game being a series from South Korea, right? Like you have even Parasite the movie, and there are old movies because of which and all those K dramas. There are aunties in Mumbai locals who talk about K dramas, literal aunties, like they're in their 40s and they talk about यार K drama serial में क्या हुआ. And there was a time a K drama meant something which was produced by Ekta Kapoor. Today a K drama means a Korean drama. I was just coming back home the other day. I was at Western Express Highway and I could see that there was this advertisement for a particularly dedicated OTT software, which was like Korean TV series, you know. So you see something like this being so powerful. I never thought, like, even Crunchyroll ka ad aata rehta hai for anime. Anime I can still understand, right? It is like adjacent to cartoons. But Korean TV dramas and Korean movies in particular being a niche and being sold separately is insane to me, right? In a good way. In a good way. Like I really respect them. I think it's unbelievable what they have done for themselves. Like I was reading that the South Korean government like invests $5 billion in arts and culture, art and culture. So the results are there for people to see. It doesn't mean if they spend $10 billion, the output will double, the quality will double. No, the quantity may, the quality may or may not. What you require to actually export your culture in the best way possible is to firstly be secure about it, ready to have both, you know, comfortable as well as uncomfortable conversations about your own culture. Tell stories that are much more diverse. Tell stories that do not just target the दिन का 200 रुपए कमाने वाला target audience, right? And nothing wrong with anyone earning 200 rupees a day, which is what the average Indian earns, right? But then again, that becomes a niche that cannot escape the borders of your country. Correct? That's the challenge, and you'll be like, who cares if our content does not resonate with international audiences? India has a huge PR problem. I don't know if any one of you have noticed, but something like a Bollywood, something like the Hindi film industry, the South Indian film industry, like the Telugu industry, has been making waves in recent times. They can actually break the barrier. They have already done it with Bahubali and what was that movie, RRR, right? They have already done that. So kudos to them. We need some positive PR. We need some positive spin on the way in the way our country is perceived, because going forward the next 2 decades India is really going to do very well economically, but for it to be sustainable, for us to really make the most out of it, what we need to do is ensure that we are received well in an international setup, You get me? So this is what I wanted to talk about today, about like the importance of art and culture representing your country, your culture, and its importance, right? And I think Squid Game was fantastic. Some people complained about the ending. I won't spoil it, obviously, but what I'll definitely say is that it really gave the grim reality of the current world. Inequality is incredible, whatever we are facing. Funnily enough, I'm supposed to be someone who is ultra privileged in India, but simply speaking, there is no way I can afford a home easily in Bombay. Correct. So that's a paradox. Like, how can I be incredibly privileged and then also not be able to afford a house without thinking 10 times? So it's crazy, right? It's absolutely crazy. um I'm not saying but I do understand I'm privileged in a lot of ways. But the majority of the country is extremely not well to do at this point. In India, we are doing better than we did 10 years ago, and I think we'll continue doing better, no doubt about it. So yeah, I think the theme of Squid Game was perfect. It hit the notes perfectly. Memorable characters, amazing actors, and even the side characters were acting so well. It's not even funny. हमारे यहाँ पे हमको ही acting नहीं मिलता मेरे हिसाब से. So we are the only ones who suffer from shitty people in our movies and in our series, I would say. So yeah, that's that. I guess India is a country that likes predictability because everything else around us is unpredictable. So we love predictability, and we love larger than life characters and stories. That The niche that is us, which is like slightly educated audiences, we are not really served in this country. We are just not. Or if we are served, it is ideological left wing bullshit. So, which is also not something I want to buy, right? So, that's the challenge. There's a white space that will be definitely be caught. So, anyway, having said that, I'll move on to my next topic. But before that, there is one guy whose name is Bura Admi. Bura Admi, hello, good evening. Good morning, rather. At this point, कितना घंटा पढ़ना पड़ेगा कैट के लिए? बुरा आदमी, that's not a question. It's like it depends on how intelligent you are. It depends on how good your mathematics is, how good your your English is. Basically, maths और English कर लो, बाकी तो practice से हो जाता है. But you need to understand the basics of mathematics. You need to understand the basics of English, grammar, reading comprehension, and so on and so forth. So, reading and writing too, in a lot of ways. So, keep that in mind. There's no answer like कितना घंटा पढ़ना पड़ेगा. That's not how it works. Somewhere I feel that video earning 25,000 views was a mistake. I think I have attracted only those kind of people who are interested in entrance exams. But I speak more on many more things, right? So anyway, I wanted to talk about many unplaced students in top MBA colleges in India. I know for a fact that is a huge challenge. Why is it happening? I think simply speaking, I think MBA grads, the ones who do well, the top 70%, 75% of um, you know, I think top 75% of MBA grads in any MBA college, top 15, top 20 MBA college, they will do decently well. उनको 15 लाख का तो minimum job मिल जाएगा. ठीक है? That is not a problem. 15, 20, 25, 30 लाख का job मिल जाएगा. But then you go a little below, the mathematics stops making sense, right? The math isn't mathing anymore, जैसे बोलते हैं, because your fees are only 20 lakh, if not 40 lakhs, if not 30 lakhs, and so on and so forth, and you're being paid 12 lakh and all. You're jacked, you're pretty much jacked. But people do forget that once you get a job within 6 months, you can keep jumping and so on and so forth, and you will get something good. है कि नहीं? You will definitely easily double your salary in 18 months, so that is not a problem. You will go through a lot of uthal puthal and volatility, but that's a different story. But that is probably one of the few times I would advise you to go through uthal puthal and volatility, right? So there's that. Buradmi, you're asking me questions. Can you even listen to my answers? I said I answered your first question. AIR 756 IIT Kharagpur thinking about cat. What does that mean? I don't understand this. What do you mean by this? You can think about cat, you can think about dog. How is it related? First, give your mock exams, then you will find out how much effort do you require. Where you are, what you do doesn't matter to cat. The entrance exam is a standard entrance test. Nobody gives a shit, right? Just give the exam, see, give the mock exam, see how much you are getting, and so on and so forth. So yeah, coming back, I think so tech companies are definitely hiring less. One major challenge is tech companies are hiring less. IT companies have lost their margins completely. AI is really eating into it. I would say a lot of companies are a bit worried that what is going to happen with AI. So I would say the hiring is also reduced. I can assure you of it. I know that for a fact. The fourth thing I'm seeing is a lot of companies are looking for unicorns. They're like, we have these five necessary conditions to hire this person for this role. And they are like, all five need to be cleared. They need to check mark all five of them. We are ready to wait 6 months. We'll not hire now. But we want 5 out of 5 check mark. कल्चर फिट भी चाहिए, पेडिग्री भी चाहिए, वर्क एक्सपीरियंस भी चाहिए, इंटरव्यू परफॉर्मेंस भी चाहिए, सब कुछ चाहिए. So when that happens, I would say that earlier people would be like, okay, 2-3 महीने में हायर कर लिया, अभी 6-6 महीना वेट कर रहे हो वो लोग. So the time to fill a position has also increased. The expectations of companies have also increased in terms of what they expect out of candidates. Another thing that has happened is, which I would request all of you to keep in mind, is that even if you're a premier MBA, please understand, unless you're in the top 50%, top 75%, you are not exactly bringing value to them immediately. Let me put it that way. Because they'll be like, I might as well hire some random guy. 12 lakh dena hai, to I might as well give 12 lakh to someone who's not an MBA and they have technical expertise. You get me? Many students who are in premier MBA institutes, they lack the actual skills required to do the job, right? Being a program manager helps out initially. उसके बाद आपको थोड़ा technical and functional skill तो लेना ही पड़ता है to learn and demonstrate, right? And in a placement, when these people come, they are like, bro तेरे को English आता है क्या बराबर से? Do you know how to present? Do you know how to solve problems? Do you know how to perform in interviews? Then you can't keep on complaining, अरे मेरे को single digit lakh का job मिला. Like, yeah, you get single digit lakh का job, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But you then probably have to look outside then. You probably then have to look outside. So that's what I'm trying to say, right? That's what I'm trying to say. If you are going to premier MBA institutes, I was discussing this with Aniket also in my previous video. Do not go with the attitude मेरा तो placement हो गया. Please don't do that. Over there also you have to perform quite a bit. Okay, so please remember that. That is extremely important, right? Have the right attitude, learn, connect, network with people. Keep your LinkedIn game really strong. I'm honestly requesting you guys, please do not underestimate your LinkedIn game. A lot of you people don't know what to do on LinkedIn. Chat GPT मत छेपो यार, खुद के thoughts लिखो LinkedIn पे, on certain topics. Cringe मत करो, basically, and put your own thoughts. It's okay if you're wrong. It's okay if you're wrong, but at least if you're able to start conversations, I think that should work out for you, right? LinkedIn is a good way to मेंटेन. एंड लिंक्डइन से जॉब मिलता है. मैंने निकाला यार लिंक्डइन से जॉब. आई हैव गॉटन जॉब्स आउट ऑफ लिंक्डइन. सो आई एम जस्ट सेइंग, फिट सही रहेगा तो हो भी जाता है, राइट? सो दैट्स व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू से. सो एज आई सेड, राइट, आईटी कंपनीज स्लो डाउन हो गया वहाँ पे. टेक कंपनीज का तो हालत थोड़ा टाइट है. नाउ कंपनीज इन जनरल आर लुकिंग फॉर यूनिकॉर्न्स. So that is why, and also technical skills of a non MBA are always higher than an MBA, at least initially, right? Because you have lost 2 years in an MBA college campus or 1.5 years in an MBA college campus, and someone else has been doing that exact work. So if they're going to pay 10 to 12 lakh rupees, they might as well give it to that person and not you. Correct? That's the whole challenge of being an MBA, because it's a double-edged sword. Okay, you're a generalist, but then you need to demonstrate some incredible skill which others cannot, in the market. Or you need to have some promise that they're like, okay, you know what, this guy has potential, which others do not have in a way. So I'm just saying, so keep that in mind when you think about these MBA placements and so on and so forth. These are the 4-5 reasons why MBA placements are not happening. If I have to think of other reasons, I would say AI definitely has, as I've been, I keep on mentioning this. पहले जहाँ पे 20 लोग लगने का अभी 7 लोग में काम हो रहा है. They have just literally 35%, 40%, 30 to 35% कट हो रहे हैं, पे जा रहे हैं कम से कम. So they are like कि एक आदमी दो का काम आराम से कर पा रहा है. Productivity is increasing like nobody's business. And when productivity increases, They simply understand, okay, then our costs are gonna go down because human beings are not going to be hired as much. It's common sense, right? So initially when they were like, okay, पहले हमको 200 लोग हायर करने थे throughout the country. Now they're like, भाई सिर्फ 100 लोगों को जाके हायर कर. Now what about the other 100 people who were supposed to be hired but are not being hired today? Correct? And abhi tak to all these big ass companies, all your big banks and your big conglomerates, they haven't even included ChatGPT or Gemini and all of that within their core workspace, in a fully honest matter. That's the whole thing. uh, Finally, a very topical and correct question from Buradmi: can AI take over marketing and sales? Thank you, Buradmi. That's a great question. Buradmi, I've made a video also on this: will AI replace sales? And the short answer is no, although I would highly recommend you watch the video, and anyone who knows this, please watch this video. It's a nice video which I made some time back. But AI take over marketing and sales, I would say some parts of it is already taking over. There are certain parts of marketing like voiceovers are already done with AI, like 11 labs वगैरह अगर आप देखोगे, and those are just the paid tools. There are many open source tools also. Many of you, almost all of us have Google Gmail, right? Go and make a Google AI Studio का account. Free में आपको voice over मिल रहा है आजकल. Okay, in templatized voices, no doubt. But over a period of time, all those things will also get cheaper and easier. So voiceovers are easier. Script, like your email, making emails is, you can make emails like this. So जो content writers थे उनका काम तो मतलब literally those certain roles are being taken over. Certain roles are being easily being taken over, I would say. What is C2C, Buradmi? What does C2C mean? Please don't use short forms, guys. Use full forms. So you know so digital marketing, as I said, right, content writing, copywriting, those jobs are just like, you need a general manager, a marketing manager, and they will use these AI tools to do these functional roles, these technical roles. And the great differentiator, and I'm going to keep repeating this for the longest time, the great differentiator with everyone having an LLM tool is the taste that you have as a marketer. That, do you really understand what really connects with your audience? How well do you understand your audience? And so on and so forth. And obviously, program management. Program management cannot be taken over by AI, because convincing people to do work for you and solving their problems, seamlessly chugging projects along, is your job. Okay, which I don't think AI is well positioned to do as of now. As of now, though, it is not well positioned to do. So anyway, that was those were my thoughts on AI in marketing. Certain roles definitely being taken over, but then again, as I said, right, I was doing दो लोग का काम, आज मैं 5 लोग का काम कर रहा हूँ. That's how it is. That's how it is, and because of this, fewer people are being hired outside. Being very frank, because of this, fewer people get hired outside. So which impacts MBA final placements also. So anyway, folks, I think that was it. If there are any, I'll be doing these random lives, whichever I think कि चलो इस पे live करते हैं, चलो उस पे live करते हैं. I think I'll do that because when I overthink and I do things, I completely fail, you know. So I think उसमें consistency नहीं आता. So ऐसे ही मैं आके ऐसा बकबक करूँगा, so I think I'll feel a bit better and I'll speak more. So thank you so much, guys, for listening to me. Like, comment, subscribe to Pol Ke Bol. We are at 1,562 subscribers. Let's reach 10,000 subscribers soon. Let me know. Um, yeah, that's what I feel. Thank you. Thank you so much. Take care. See ya. Good night.